So it came to me early this morning at 5:55 a.m. that there was an honoring from the infinite beings in gratitude that all were so obedient in following this protection. We didn't know at the time until tonight that the instructions that were given to me to give to everyone starting on the 26th were actually helping Gaia with this massive waveform that was coming at her intrusively. But by going into the golden godliness consciousness and golden temple and working with the 7 elements and the 7 directions, we could help her and help mankind, plant kind, animal kind, to blend this frequency. So this is all that was done prior to gathering tonight, but most of all, you did a lot of this even still just in this past 10 days. Her waterways, her rocks, the air, and the ether all needed to be in harmony of this consciousness, of these sun gods, and of these consciousness. And in bringing all of this together on a higher universal aspect, we just felt the stillness of the Mother, Father, God consciousness moving down in their matrix from the infinite all matrix. They moved down in their matrix right into our infinite daughter matrix, and Gaia's matrix moved up into that. This is the light energies of highest oneness that they delivered to us, that the light would be so bright on the first minute in the new year, is because the Mother, Father, God is moving their matrix within us. This is the 3 flames of consciousness, but it is one massive flame coming from the core of Gaia, of her matrix. Her flame blends in ours. Ours is blending tonight with the Mother, Father, God. Then it all moves up into the infinite all. And then you have an entire planet that is absolutely pristine of its consciousness, of flames of oneness. It is going to take 5 months. 5th day of the 5th month at the 5th hour is when it will all be moving into your own consciousness, and Gaia will be settled into the infinite planet. So it is very, very important that everyone understands how heightening and how powerful the authority of these realms and these universes and galaxies and cosmos frequencies are. The infinite all is gathering them all to assist in this ascension. Our ascension is now until 2012. Her ascension is going to take even a bit longer, but this is okay. We must move and keep everything in harmony so her heartbeat is not faltering. And these other outer waveforms that came in during solstice are now in harmony and understanding. They're not in fear, and we're not releasing them. We're not sending them into absorption. We're integrating them into an infinite intelligent consciousness so that they are perfectly blended and balanced and aligned of the yin and yang on this planet. It will be what will be within you. So we go and we do a searching of the matrix, and we see the diamond matrix of Gaia's totally shimmering, totally glistening. It is a beautiful, beautiful diamond. Our matrix is right above, and it is being integrated tonight of those two. But they weren't in quite synchronicities because of all of the jostling of these outer waveforms. It's come into alignment, and we felt the love, the peace, and the honoring that is within the Mother, Father, God consciousness within us. And so I wanted to make sure everybody understood and knew you were not the only ones that would have been in this state of confusion. There would have been people at your workplace, family relations, all other light workers on the planet were feeling this influx of this waveform. And they too were being challenged. And we've cleared it and balanced it and aligned it. And so what we'd like to do is set up the matrix here. And for some of you who are not familiar with this terminology, there's a diamond pyramid that began with myself and George and Clifford. George and Clifford were grounding and aligning and balance as the infinite divine one, infinite intelligence with the infinite holy one. This is how it began. Rita and Lynn and Shirley were also part of this. And then the other ones, they started building other pyramids for protection. So just as a diamond has many pyramids within it, this is what is going to be building of all of you and all of your infinite in consciousness. All of the diamond frequencies and of all of the matrices within Gaia's core, with the crystal giants and many others in other auditoriums down there, are no different than our auditorium here. And now we are blended of the Mother, Father, God's informations of intelligence and their auditoriums. So this is what we're doing. So when you stand in amongst this group of diamond energies and frequencies, housed below by Gaia's and above by the infinite all, you're standing around in a hoop of oneness. And when you're in this circle of the hoop of oneness, whenever we gather like this at any events, it's because we need to have that protection and that understanding of the oneness of consciousness. It's blending. There's no hierarchy. Even if someone is standing here in the matrix and you are standing there in the circle, protecting and guiding and blending, it's all oneness of an energy, because you're also all receiving so above, so below. All that you receive in the informations and all of the teachings from the beings that want to step into my consciousness will be beginning after this first day of the first year 2011. In the next 5 months, you will begin to oscillate in this hoop of oneness of a heightened frequency. When you're sleeping, when you're eating, when you're walking, when you're talking, and when you're teaching later on. It's going to just have this ripple. As I'm speaking the word, the frequency is rippling into your consciousness. When you're standing in formation or when you're visualizing the formation, the rippling of the consciousness of the infinite beings is settling into your consciousness and aligning you to becoming an infinite being. De they care no. And so they asked me a few days back to bring the burning bowl ceremony into the hoop of oneness so that it will be easier for all to raise up through the letting go and releasing of any energy blocks, of anything that is holding you in this barrier. The burning bowl has a symbolic significance to your consciousness. You release it through writing it down. You write it on the paper, one word or two words. Unworthiness, judgment, lost, any word that comes to mind, or forgiveness, whatever comes, you roll up the little paper and you burn it and you drop it in the bowl. You have released it from your consciousness. And then you are moving in a higher consciousness because you've let go. And this is what they asked the other day. Yechukurbayate. Vatate kuyu yuranurabayati yuranurabayati. Tinetukurayati tiranora arhishukuraya. So they're asking for the formation. And when the formation is coming, they are entering now. Okay, is everybody in the same frequency what they were going through in the past few days? The jostling. Okay, so it's all going to be settled a little more. And the fragments that are there of any thought forms that are still there, and the thought form is giving you, what do I don't like that, then that's a thought form. You put what you don't like on the paper also. Okay?